Hello and welcome to another how-to video. Today is going to be all about intervals and also one of my favourite sessions of the week. Something that I introduced into my training plan quite a few years back now and I absolutely love them. So we're going to be here today to tell you a bit more about them and how to execute them. So why do we do them? And plain and simple is they help us to become a fitter and faster athlete, really. They are to help build your speed and your pace, getting used to running faster, feeling what race pace feels like, and also if you run faster than your actual race pace, then it's going to feel easier on the day itself. So what different types of sessions are there? Now you might hear all different kind of things, but intervals can basically be done in time, they can be done in distance, and it's just shorter, smaller bursts of speed with recovery afterwards. Now, you can structure these sessions in all different ways to really get different training benefits from them. But the most kind of standard one, if we're looking at distance stuff is normally when you've doing it on a track. Now, not everyone has access to that, but a lot of people then would be used to doing something like 400 meters. You can do anywhere between 6 and 12 400 meters to help you improve your sort of 5k pace. If you're quite new to running, your recovery might be around 90 seconds, but then as you build up, you then start taking recovery between sort of 45 and 60 seconds. We advise most of our clients to do a walking recovery, but if you start adding a jog recovery in the middle, it adds a whole different dimension to it, and obviously you're working at a higher threshold. Now, some people don't have the beauty of going to a track, so, and also time-based, distance-based stuff can sometimes be a bit off-putting, so we do it in time. So anything, something like 8 by 2 minutes, 4 by 4 minutes, 3 by 8 minutes, things like that. So again, the right amount of recovery in between to help push you, but also to allow for that recovery. So if you really want to try and really build up speed, then sometimes you take a longer recovery period so you can really blast them out. But if you're trying to sort of build up that pace to help you during a race, then not too much recovery can help that as well. How often should we be doing these? Now, we recommend to most clients probably only about once a week. You know, if you're going to put a real quality session in there, you need to ensure that you're recovering well after it. And if you're doing multiple, then, you know, when's the time to recover? So normally one session a week. Most of our clients do it on a Tuesday. That's kind of a normal day to do it. But again, you can pop them in on any day that fits around your lifestyle and your other training commitments. We do recommend taking a rest day or an easy recovery day afterwards because, again, it's that training load. If you're working on fatigued legs, working on fatigued muscles, then you open yourself up to injury. Picking what session you do can be quite tough, so that's why we as coaches work with our clients based on what distance they're training for, and they can be utilised in any form of training plan, whether you're training for a 5k all the way up to a marathon. And obviously the sessions just change based on the distance that you're training for. We like to put some really fast stuff in there for our clients, even when they're training for a marathon, because if you run faster than your marathon race pace, then on the day your marathon race pace is going to feel fairly easy for a marathon, of course. And also the whole idea is not also to flog yourself on every single session. It's not about like sprinting. It's about working, like we said, working outside of that aerobic range, working faster than your normal aerobic pace. Now, today's session will take you through, it's a bit of a longer one, but it's 3 by 2 miles, so let's get into it. So we're at Willen Lake, where the famous Willen Lake, where James and I often do our intervals. Now, we always say to clients you should pick somewhere where you're going to get most benefit. We'd go to the track for Tuesdays, but as tracks aren't open at the moment, we pick Willen because it's relatively flat, smooth surface, and also I personally find that because there's a few people around,
bit of motivation.
It gives you that, yeah, when someone says hi, good morning, good afternoon to you, yeah, it helps you out.
Plenty of access to different loops as well, isn't there? So whether you're doing 2 miles, 3 miles, 4 miles, whatever. Yeah,
so it's a good way to do shorter distances, long distances, and you can build it up. So structure of an interval session: warm up, drills, main part of the session, and then the cool down. And as well, always make sure that you treat each individual bit separately. You don't have to go from your warm up straight into the main session. You don't have to go from the main session straight into the cool down. You know, take your time with it. Appreciate that some people might be on a time pressure, but we like to make sure that
give yourself all the advantages you can.
Yeah. So time for the warm up.
Just going for a warm up here.
Warm up time.
So we're out on the warm-up. Warm-up should be, we kind of give most of our clients 10 to 15 minutes or 1 to 2 miles. The idea is to get the body prepped for the session. It should be a relaxed, comfortable pace, but also as you sort of progress into the warm-up, you can get a little bit quicker. It's not a bad thing. Just getting yourself used to the pace that you're kind of going to go into. Warm up and drills done, so it's now time to change the trainers. Pegasus off, tempo next sense on. So this is what I was talking about earlier. You don't need to go straight from the warm up into the section. Take your time, treat each element as a separate part of the session.
Okay, so Kate's about to start her session now. She's just jogging in and off she goes.
Done. Probably can't hear much, but it's a 3-minute recovery now, so we're going to walk. Time is going.
How was that one?
About each rep one at a time, so single each rep out. Only one more to go now. Session done, so I'm just going to walk for a few minutes. You don't need to go straight into a cool down, just reflect on what's just happened. Take some time for your heart rate to come down slightly and then go into your cool down.
Get back to the car, get some clothes on first.
Hello. So I've had a little breather, now it's time to get the cool down done. Nice and easy pace. You might find that because you've done your intervals that your pace is a little bit quicker than the warm up, but try and take it nice and easy, relax, comfortable. Let's go.